Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? I am ecstatic to be alive, and I pray to God you are as well. My name is Sandra, and I am your friend. How are you tonight? I pray to God that everybody is doing well, and it affords me the greatest opportunity to speak about our well being, our health, our mental state, our bodies, and various techniques that our presenter will speak on tonight. She is well versed with this topic. And if you have any questions, I want you to put them in the comment section. Go ahead and do me a favor. Will you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Sandra's Journey into Purpose? And we're going to talk about cleaning our bodies. Oh my gosh. So, what we will start with is a short prayer, and then we're going to bring each of our team on to do various things. All right. Thank you so much for your patience. Loving Savior, we thank you for who you are, for what you're doing, and for what you're going to do. Will you download in us today the techniques we need to be healthy beings? Because you want us all to have a healthy and a full life of wholeness. We thank you for it. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. We want to welcome everyone to the show tonight, and it affords me a pleasure to introduce to you our host, our presenter, Deborah Myers. Will you welcome her? Come on.
Hello, good to see you.
Hello. It is amazing seeing you here. We've spoken on the phone, but we've never interviewed one another. So, what I would like to do is ask you a few questions. And I'm going to start off with tell me what your why is.
My why. My why of why I am around and why I get to do what I get to do is because I love to share with others how easy it can be to live in a body that's happy, comfortable, joyful, ready to go from where you are to where you want to be, and do so with vitality,
Oh,
with expression of wiseness, with expression of emotional togetherness, if you will.
yeah.
And I love teaching what I get to show you tonight. I love working with kids of all ages, adults of all ages, you name it. My youngest right now that I'm working with is 3 months old,
Oh,
and
wow.
my eldest client is 95.
Oh, wow. So you know I have questions, right?
Oh,
Number
I
one,
know you
we're
do.
gonna we're gonna do this, right? You said 3 months old. Now, what can a 3 month old benefit from?
Well, this little guy had was born with some respiratory discomforts
Mhm.
and some digestive discomforts. So, by helping his digestive and respiratory systems be more comfortable, more energetically balanced, those systems can actually, in my words, step up to the plate
Oh,
and function better.
wow.
And, who's to know why things like that happen? It
Mhm.
was a good pregnancy, an easy pregnancy. He was just born with a slow moving lung. And so, what we're doing is helping his body acclimate to being on this physical plane
Mhm.
so it can heal and be vibrant and vital.
I love it. What I'm hearing you say is you're walking in your calling. And it is so important for each person on the planet to find out what their passion is and to follow it. Because as you go into the workplace, you go into the grocery stores or into any facility, and you meet up with someone that has that bad vibe, right? You know that's not their passion.
Right.
But I can tell from the moment of meeting you that you were walking in your calling, and that is cathartic within itself, right?
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, we're here to do service for God. And so, because He can't walk around the planet right now, He has deemed each and every person with their own mission to accomplish it for him. Is that good or what? I think
That's
that's
awesome. Yes.
all right. So we have, so look, someone said, Amanda said, wow, something for everyone. That's wonderful. Yes, yes. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We're having just dialogue about who Deborah Myers is. All right. Here is a question. Where were you born?
I was born in Minnesota, southwest corner of the state, very rural. Yep, that's where I'm from. And then I moved from there, went to college in Iowa, where I met my soul partner, and we moved to the mountains of Colorado.
Oh, wow.
And I lived there for 15 years, and then we moved to Sonoma County, California, and that's where I am.
And so you landed in California. And all of those cities that you mentioned are very, I think I've been to Idaho, I've been to Iowa, I've been to Colorado. I have not yet made it to California.
Oh, gonna have to
So
do that someday.
it's on my bucket list. It's on
There
my
you
bucket.
go. There you go.
Well, I said my dream list. I don't want, I said it's on my dream list. All
Okay.
right. What is one of your morals that you learned from your childhood that you continue to implement today?
I believe that what I learned very early on was to be kind,
Oh,
to be kind, and to be kind with a smile on your face. I love to smile. I love to find humor. If it's not, if I'm not in a space of joy, I'm going to find it.
oh, wow. I love it. You need to pin that quote.
Okay.
If I'm not in a space of joy, I'm going to find it, because I think that's what we do without saying it. When I wake up in the morning, believe it or not, I am just happy as a lark, right? And
Mhm.
then I feel myself deteriorating as the day goes, because you meet so many other people with their own
Well,
personalities. But I love that. If I'm not in a space of joy, I'm going to find it. Oh,
right.
wow.
And I'm going to help you tonight find it consistently throughout your day. Okay. Is
Thank
that a
you.
deal?
That's a deal. So
Okay.
a question from Victoria. She's 20 years old. She says, how did you first get into acupressure? Did anyone around you accept it? Did everyone around you accept it?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I was introduced to energy medicine when I was in college, and I couldn't even wrap my brain around the fact that it would potentially be my livelihood. I mean, how could I make a living touching people and helping them heal? It didn't seem so. I did a lot of other things. I wore a lot of different hats. I started out as a probation officer for kids.
Mm.
And I don't know if you knew that one. And I'm a trained mediator and negotiation skill trainer. And I was a real estate broker owner for my own company for 12 years.
Mm.
And I was a insurance and securities agent. And but I always studied energy medicine. I always studied acupressure and other modalities because I totally knew in my heart and soul that it was a way to live in your body in a state of comfort and joy and ease and health. And so I was always on that discovery mode, always learning, always experiencing. And then may I insert at this point what brought me to what I'm doing now?
Please.
So I was an insurance and securities agent, successful, loved doing what I did. I loved helping people figure things out and protect their future years. And then I was in a really bad car accident. So this is like in 1993. I was in a really bad car accident, ended up with multiple herniated discs. I was in a lot of discomfort. But I knew what I needed, and that was light, gentle touch to heal. Surgery had been recommended, and I said, no, that's not where I am today. And I went searching. We were relatively new to the Sonoma County, California area. I went searching for someone who could offer me light, gentle touch because I knew that's what my body needed.
Mhm.
And as my body started healing, and by the way, I was also doing all my own self-help acupressure because I'd been doing that forever, or so it seemed like. And as my body started healing, the light bulb came on. And that light bulb said, girl, you know this, just do it.
Mm.
So I followed my heart. And Randy, my husband, said, okay, go for it. And I closed up my insurance and securities office, gave all my business away, and laid off my employees. I mean, I just cleared the slate and went to the Acupressure Institute in Berkeley to get certified, continued all my studies of a practice that I use a lot of, and that I'm going to talk to you more about, called Shin Jyutsu. It's an ancient form of Japanese acupressure,
Mhm.
and a lot of other modalities. I just kept learning and experiencing and compiling what I get to do now. And I can't imagine not getting to do what I get to do now, which is not only hands-on healing, and both virtual and in person, and then also teaching self-help acupressure, whether it be kids in schools, whether it be ongoing workshops for individuals, and whether it be workplace wellness programs. I just love to share with you and with others how we can walk around in a body that's happy and comfortable, that's ready to do what you want it to do. So as to the question, did anybody understand it? Not for a long time, in the sense of my old family connections. Now, the people I was around here in Sonoma County, they got it totally.
Mhm.
And now I can say I've been in private practice for 27 years, and I can't imagine not getting to do what I get to do.
All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So someone said, Victoria, that must have been, that must have helped a bunch to have your husband's support. Go him.
You got it.
So while we're on the husband stage, can you tell us a little bit about what happened?
Well, my husband, Randy, was also always a very healthy, vibrant man and very soulful, very introspective, very quiet for the most part. And anyway, I loved him dearly. And in 2006, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And we did surgery and radiation and all sorts of practices, and everything seemed to be going great.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple years later, I looked at him at one point. I read energy. I mean, I can't help it. I looked at him at one point and said, Randy, something's not right. He said, I'm okay. All my numbers are good. I said, no, something's not right. So we got in for another scan, and the cancer had gone into his bone. It was like that. It was that fast.
Wow.
Anyway,
Sorry.
he passed away in January 2011. I miss him greatly.
Yes.
It seems like it's been a long time since he's been gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he's in a good place.
Right. And what is the most, so I want to say this, um, I give you my condolences.
Thank you.
Um, I want to ask this question. What is the most memorable experience you had with him?
Oh, I would say, there's way too many. There's way too many.
I just want just one that you could just
Just
pop
one.
off.
Okay. Um, the birth of our children.
Yes.
Yeah, the birth of our children.
And so how many?
I have two children,
Mm-hmm.
um, Nicole and Chris.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Nicole. Hi, Chris. I have 9, so I beat you.
You sure did.
But listen, someone says, how long ago did you discover the art of what you do?
Good question. So I started in learning in college, and just kept experiencing and experiencing and learning and doing. And like I said, got my certification in 1995, and just keep studying and experiencing and teaching and loving what I get to bring to the world.
I love it. I love it. All right. And there was a question. Did your energy medicine journey scare anyone, or did you notice anyone becoming distant as they didn't understand the journey you were on?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Loaded, right?
Oh, that's loaded. Um, I had some family members from my birth family who didn't quite get it. And it took a while, but they came around. That's what's beautiful. My mom and my dad came around to loving what I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Victoria said, I've been waiting for this episode for a while now. Welcome, everyone. I know you spoke with my daughter. That's Victoria briefly. She's the one asking all these powerful
Oh, I
questions.
love it. Thank you, Victoria. It was a joy talking with you a while back.
Yes, yes. All right. You mentioned that what I want to do is hold this book up, right? This is one of the three books that Deborah has crafted. And what we want you to do is to purchase one right now. We're on here for virtual book signing, right? And so we're here for you to go and purchase this lovely book. My daughter Victoria and I, we were reading it last night and it was so fulfilling. I want to tell you, it's not a long book at all. It's basically 25 short pages, but it's powerful, filled with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. So, to the first 5 people that purchases this book right this minute, I am going to gift to you Sandra's 5 strategies of loving life and loving yourself. And you want it. So, for the first 5 people who purchases this book, either one of them on Amazon, and here is the information right there. All right. Her website is deborahmyerswellness.com. And if she could put her website, that's a big one, but Amazon. If you can go to Amazon, easy self-help acupressure for students. And I'm just going to read it. There's a daily clean your house flow for work, home, and life. This one is my favorite one so far. But she also has daily house flow and learning and living. This one is phenomenal as well, just so you'll know what they look like. And then she has daily clean your house flow for families. But guess what? She also has a link for children. All right. She didn't forget anybody. She didn't leave anyone out. If you look on the bottom of your screen, you'll see she has a 9-step help acupressure video for children of all ages on her website, which is deborahmyerswellness.com. I'm waiting in the comment section for the first 5 people who will plunge to get this. You need this for your children. I tell you the truth. I wish I had it. I had 9 children growing up, and I guarantee you it would have helped me for sure.
I hear that from a lot of families, let me tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it teaches you how to distress, to de-stress instead. Because when you have children, as you know, you have 2. But
Yeah.
yeah, she said just click the link and purchase those books tonight. And there's the information. Deborah, I have a question for you.
Sure.
What techniques can you advise us if we're pregnant? What would you?
Okay. I love working with pregnant mamas, by the way. Just love it. So I think one of the easiest things to do for health and vitality during pregnancy is to it's actually starts out with the first step of the daily clean your house flow. And that's giving yourself a hug. Everything I show you is very light, gentle touch, very subtle. And you just give yourself a hug like so. anywhere from your elbows on up, and hold it for at least a couple good breaths. That energy balance area right through this arm area is connected to breath, to lungs, and to diaphragm. It's also connected to heart health, and it's connected to the vascular system. So when you give yourself a hug, just this light, gentle touch, you're helping your body accept the space of not only taking care of you, but taking care of that little one that you're carrying. Okay, so that's number one. Then I would like to share that we want to help the vascular system be strong, be vital, be ready for that pregnancy, wherever you are, whether you're first trimester, second, or third. So another one is to go like this, where you're going to cup your shoulders with your fingertips at the top inside corner of the shoulder blade. So I'm going about right there. And by the way, I'm going to mirror everything. So when I say right, go to your right. Okay. Even though it'll be my left, I'm showing you your right. I hope that made sense. So right here at this top inside corner of the shoulder blade, light, gentle touch, you're connecting with an energy balance point that's all about strengthening your immune system. Isn't that important at any point right now, especially more than ever over the last couple of years? We want our immune system and lymphatic system strong and vibrant and ready to take care of us. So holding that for a couple good breaths, and then bring your left hand down to, I'm going to hold you right here, down to just below your collarbone on that left side. That's bringing the energy of the immune and lymphatic system into your energetic body and going to every cell of your being. It's also bringing in the air, to bringing it as breath and bringing it throughout your tissue. It's bringing in the vitality of oxygenated blood throughout your tissue and into every cell of your being, and then switch. This is going to help your immune, lymphatic system, and endocrine system. So it's going to definitely help everything about the pregnancy term. Another one I'd like to share, okay, is to take your left hand and cup your right shoulder, so it looks like this, and have your right hand hold your mid back, just about the kidney level. Light, gentle touch. And when you're doing this, you're connecting again with strengthening your vascular system. Your vascular system needs to have all sorts of vitality and expression to be able to fulfill everything that needs to happen during this pregnancy. So like that. And then continuing to hold the shoulder, bring that right hand down to your lower abdominal. I'm going to show you right like so. So it's going to go right to here, right in that lower abdominal area. Those two energy balance points working together will bring foundation to the pelvic girdle. So then we go from there, keeping your right hand on that lower abdominal area. Bring your left hand to that same area of the left lower abdominal area. And now you are totally giving that body of yours the stability, the foundation, the strength to be there completely during the pregnancy, during the time when that baby or babies are growing and becoming more and more vital, more and more available to be present when they are born. So I think that's some good points for you to make use of. If you have any questions, of course, you're more than okay to contact me at my email, Deborah@DeborahMyersWellness.com, and ask the question and see if that helps. And I hope that all made sense. Good. What did you think of that one, Sandra? Hello. Do I want to keep going? Of course I do. So what else am I going to show you? I want to show you whether you are a man or a woman, a child or an adult. If you want to walk around in a body that's happy and comfortable and vibrant, Be sure to consistently do this off and on throughout the day, and then come to here. And this brings it into and it works so well that it'll even help your throat have more lubrication so you can more easily swallow. It's going to help your digestive system. Perfect. All right. So I saw a question that came up. May I answer it?
Yes, please.
What are good poses for hip pain? Well, we actually did one of them by holding that area of the lower abdominal, right on right, left on left. Okay. And then keeping your right hand at that lower abdominal area, bring your left hand from the lower abdominal to the left hip, that left low back sacrum area. Okay? Beautiful. We're connecting two energy balance points that are all about that strong foundation that you want to have, whether we're talking pregnancy or whether we're talking walking around, functioning, sitting in front of a computer, working at whatever job you have, whatever you're up to, even if it's vacuuming, even if it's gardening, whatever it is, you want to have the strength of a firm foundation. And that's what this will do. So then our hand is at that lower sacrum. Now bring your right hand, over to that. Bring your right hand over to the left. And this is the pose that is going to really help any hip discomfort. Put that together as your own little energy flow pattern that I just created for you. Hip discomfort can potentially go by the wayside.
Oh, wow. That's amazing because so many people are getting hip replacements.
Yeah. And so I oftentimes, I do a lot of pre-op and post-op, whether it's in person or virtually. I have clients all over the world for whatever reason, post-op, pre-op, post-op, healing from viruses and bacterias and flus, all sorts of chronic conditions, chronic pain, migraines, health, sinus discomforts, menstrual difficulties, pregnancy difficulties, whatever the case may be. This work, and work I'm going to say quote unquote, because it's not work, it's light, gentle touch. And you can just feel when your body experiences the opening of the energy. Let me tell you this, and this might help for those of you where this is totally new information. Your body is an energy system. And as an energy system, it has rivers of energy that run through it vertically and diagonally. In Eastern medicine, they're called meridians and channels. Along these pathways, these rivers of energy, are multiple energy balance points. Those are the acupressure points I touch when I'm working with someone, and how I teach the self-help acupressure process is connecting with those energy balance points. Those points and those rivers of energy want to be in flow. They need to be in flow. Let's look at it this way. Energy needs to move. It wants to change. It does not like getting stuck. And the other way to look at it is everything is energy. Einstein said, E equals mc squared. Everything is energy. That means that the body you walk around in is energy. The plants out on the hillside, wherever you are energy. Your child is energy. Your pets are energy. The birds flying around outside are energy. Everything's energy. And all we need to do is help the energy flow to move. Because if something impacts the system, like daily living, stress, tension, habits, emotional upset, emotional disturbance, if you will, trauma. The impact could also be an actual physical injury, whether it be from an accident or a fall, whatever the case may be. Injury could also just be from the body being impacted by chronic conditions. Okay. Impact could be mental confusion, too much thinking, none of thinking, shattered thinking, whatever it is. If the consequences of the impact are allowed to sit on the system and not moved out of the way, the body's going to go into reaction. And energetically, those rivers are going to get slowed down, stopped up, jammed up, and start acting and looking like beaver dams.
Mm.
And if the body develops beaver dams, more often than not, it'll develop within those energy balance point areas I was talking about. And if that happens, it blocks the energy from flowing down the rivers. And then that's where your energy body is fully going to then deal with consequences. By the way, I call things projects instead of problems. I don't like the word problems. Projects, however, have a beginning and an end, and they're easier and more fun to play with. That's another thing I look at. I call the body you walk around in is your house. That's why I call it the daily clean your house flow. And your house wants to be taken care of, cleaned out every day, get rid of the dust bunnies and cobwebs by giving it a good dusting job and a good vacuum. Do it daily. That's why I teach the daily clean your house flow and why I teach workshops. As a house, it wants to be cleaned out and the rivers want to be flowing. In that framework, we can be ahead of the game. We literally can help prepare our bodies for what we're going to ask them to do and prepare them for what might come at them. We don't plan on stress, but we live in a world of it. We don't plan on dealing with stressors, but stuff happens, right? And then what do we do with it? The trick is to have a daily practice where your body is more available to being resilient, to being more efficient, to being in a place of happy and comfort and joy and healthy living so that can handle what might come towards it or what you're going to ask it to do. Then your body has an opportunity to heal. And in the healing framework, that's where you get to be the best partner ever with your body. That's why I love working with kids, by the way. And you know this one, Sandra. I just love working with kids of all ages because imagine helping a classroom of second or third graders learn what to do for themselves on a daily basis. Imagine what that practice is going to give to them from that day forward. I have a 17-year-old story, if I may. I'd been working with her for a long time for a number of different reasons, but she hadn't taken one of my workshops. I'd done a lot of self-help instruction, but sometimes the information coming in a workshop format can just cause it to be gelled, right? Well, she attended one of my workshops, and she was a senior at that point in time. And she was busy. It was midterms, but she realized that at that point in time that she was going off to college. She needed to know that she had information at her fingertips, literally, to help her beyond. Because one day she got off, she finished her session and she goes, "What am I going to do next year when you're not around?" I said, "Well, that's why you want to learn more and more and more." So she attended the workshop. Our second meeting, and we're going around the tables, the screen, and saying, "What have you received from this?" Her response was, "I can't believe how easy it has been to study for my midterms, and I have not had any stress at all. I've studied easily. The test came easy. All my papers got written. I just wish I would have taken this workshop and learned it a lot earlier. But at least I now have the information to go to college with me." I mean,
That's phenomenal.
isn't that awesome?
That's phenomenal because,
It's from a
honey,
16-year-old.
yes, and for college and for them, it's stressful. And
Yes.
so you gave her the techniques that she needed to ease the stress and what would you say? Re I can't even think of the word. I have a brain freeze. Redirect her energy
Yes. Thank you.
in a better way, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's better prepared. And now, years later, She she's still doing that. She's still functioning with it. I have kids I've worked with since they were 3 or 4 years old, and now are in college making use of the information and of the daily practice
Now
because
we
they
had a
notice the
question.
difference.
Yes. We had a question about COVID, and since
Mhm.
that's going on a lot and it's trying to
Yes,
revamp, I want to address that one. It says,
please.
do you work with patients that have COVID or after COVID, or how do you do that?
Well, first off, I'm not going to see anyone who's in the midst of COVID. Just
Exactly.
know that.
Exactly.
And as I've said, I work with a lot of people from all over the world and can do so virtually. And I read the energy, I figure out where the energy is blocked, and then we do remote healing at the same time that I am directing them where to place their hands
Mhm.
to help the energy move. And if you know of someone or you yourself have been dealing with the repercussions of COVID, and this works for any virus, any flu, any cold, that one that I showed you where you go like this to access the energy of the immune system, of the lymphatic system. And doing that, just this point, off and on throughout the day, is so beneficial during the workshop that I will be having in September. And I would love it if our audience would be open to joining me. I will be spending a lot of time teaching what we can do for our immune system, respiratory system, vascular system, cognitive state of being to help with clarity and focus and productivity. There's so much to gain. So when I am doing this is the first 3 Wednesdays of September. It's from 6 to 7:30 Pacific time. So I know that's kind of late for you folks. And the beauty is that the whole thing is recorded. If you can't attend live, or there's one you can't attend live, it's all recorded, and you will receive the recordings and all the handouts. So there's going to be so much to learn. It's an hour and a half for 3 nights. And if you register by August 20th, you'll get the early bird, which is only $147. So 3 classes and the recordings and the handouts for $147. But you know what you get to have? All those who are listening, use the code, and this is going through on your screen, I believe. Use the coupon code Love Life when you register for my workshop, and the information is on there. It's also on my website at deborahmyerswellness.com. Use Love Life and you will get another $30 off. So you will be able to attend for $117. And that's my gift to Sandra's folks.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm going to take you up on that offer. Within about 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to sign up
Well,
for
you
your,
need to sign up by August 20th
yeah,
in
I'm
order
going
to
to
get
sign up
the
for a session.
117.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the workshop is separate, you all. And so you want to sign up for the workshop by August 20th, which is in um,
Next,
about a week.
it's
So
about a
you
week.
have a
Yeah,
week
it's a week.
to, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little over a week to sign up, and you can attend one of her workshops. At this time, we're going to call Jason in for some current events. We want to hear what's going on in the world. And so I'm going to put you backstage, Deborah, for a minute. Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm great. I'm loving all this
Totally.
acupressure. I knew nothing about it.
Yes.
So yeah, it's good to really refocus your energy and get something positive happen. The fact that you can go from 3 months to 95 years old is great. So I'm definitely gonna learn a lot about this after the show, and I'm really excited about what the show is about.
Cool. Thank you
So,
so much. These books are worth your purchasing.
right,
All right.
definitely,
So
yeah, yeah.
go ahead and tell us about a little bit that's
All
going
right,
on in the
let's
world.
let's go to the current
These,
events. Okay, so
yes.
um, The first one is diabetes might be cured using healthy stool samples. Experiments found microscopic organisms transported into mice stop the progression of diabetes, and the technique could end the need for painful insulin injections for human patients in the future. Other news, it says a study has identified a starch in unripe bananas that can reduce the risk of some cancers by more than 60%.
Wow.
In other news, a 7-year-old from Sacramento was the savior of a 3-year-old toddler who certainly would have drowned without help. He said, "I was just playing in the pool, and then I saw a boy at the bottom of the pool. And then it says I went to go get him. So praise God, he was able to go help out a toddler, and it was a blessing. And also the last one, it says a study found out that despite being a week habit, people who study languages on Duolingo perform as well as university students with years under their belts. And Duolingo is a free app, and it offers courses on more than 20 languages.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Jason. Current events is very important for us to have that knowledge. And at this time, we're going to have Amanda to come in with a few quotes.
Absolutely. So, our quotes today are sort of around health and wellness. And the first one is it's the elimination diet. Remove anger, regret, resentment, guilt, blame, and worry. Then watch your health and life improve. And that's by Charles F. Glassman. The next one is so many people spend their health gaining wealth and then have to spend their wealth to regain their health. And that's by AJ Reb Materi. And the final one is unknown who's the author or who penned the quote, but it says it's never too late and you're never too old to become better.
Wow, that was really good. Thank you so much for that. And look, we have someone on Twitch. Twitch is responding tonight. Thank you so much for our Twitch audience. We appreciate you, our Awesome God Radio audience, our Kingdom Purpose TV audience, our YouTube live, and our Facebook live audience. We want you to join in and purchase this book tonight. And please tell us in the comment section when you have purchased it, and we have something free for you that we will send to your email. All right. So we would need you to put your email in the comment section so we can send you this free gift from me. All right. Thank you so much, Ridgeways. And I will see you later. Amen. At this time, we're going to call for Pastor Renford. How are you? And happy birthday. Tell us how old you are.
64 whole years.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad to be spending them with my younger sister and our crew.
Yes.
Health and wellness, mind, body, and soul.
Yes. This is the perfect conversation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. All right. So, Pastor Renford, you're here and you have a poem by Eckhart Tolle.
Yes. Being by Eckhart Tolle. To know yourself as the being underneath the thinker, the stillness underneath the mental noise, the love and joy underneath the pain is freedom, salvation, enlightenment. Eckhart Tolle.
Wow, that is powerful. He is one of my favorite authors. I was going through a bout and I picked up his book and read it, and it took me through the channels that I needed to go through. Amen. Thank you so much. They're saying happy birthday to you. And
Yes.
I sent you a little token in the Cash app.
Yes,
So
and I saw it. Thank you. I wanted to say about Eckhart Tolle.
Yes.
The way he projects his voice, it's not just the words. It calms over the miles, wherever you are. He might be in England and you're in America. But the way he uses the words and he projects his voice gives you that calming of your mind. Oftentimes we're sitting still, but our mind is racing, going to and fro here or there. But somehow he captures that. So I'm enjoying this tonight. I love that touch. And when the hands are touching themselves, is no invasion of your space. And
Yes.
what I put in the comments is this seems like it's building a relationship with yourself.
Oh, can I say something? One of the things I love to say, and that was so beautifully commented, was the one person you're going to have the longest relationship is yourself. So make it the best one ever, right? And then become the best partner you could ever be with yourself by utilizing these things called fingertips and connecting with the energy and helping the energy move. That's the beauty. That's the beauty. So thank you.
Yes, we want everyone to share this. Thank you, Pastor Renford. We'll see you. We hope you're enjoying your birthday.
And
If
happy,
anyone was-
happy birthday. Yay.
Yay.
So are you ready for this one, Pastor? Can I show you this one? Please.
Yes.
So you're talking about hands touching the other hand. The last step, and Sandra's going to love this because she wanted me to make sure I directed this. The very last step of the 9 step of the daily clean your house flow is jumper cabling. And jumper cabling is simply holding each thumb and finger one at a time for a couple good breaths. Does not matter which hand you start at. You hold the thumb for a couple good breaths. Light, light, gentle touch. And then you go to the index finger for a couple good breaths. And what you're doing is balancing all the energy that's entering and exiting your body. You can do this multiple times a day. There's no such thing as too much self-help, right? And not only are you balancing all the energy, you are balancing all emotion. Now, I'm not saying that emotion is bad because that's what helps us be human in these bodies we walk around in. And then when you're ready, go to the other hand. But we want the emotions to be in a state of balance. They don't take our breath away or take over. We can help get rid of worry fast. Ready? You hold the thumb to let go of worry. Now, worry is all about concern. Worry can take your breath away. Worry can be an important piece that we have to address, we have to be aware of. But how about instead of thinking of it as worry, think of it as bringing wisdom to the body. Mm-hmm. We let go of worry, and then we let go of worry fast, F-A-S-T. Cup the index finger to let go of the F, fear. Now, that's another emotion that's pretty important because you know what it did? When we were kids, it taught us what we needed to take care of to feel safe and secure. So how about what that brings is freedom. Mm. And then we cup the middle finger to let go of anger. Mm. Okay. But and that's another important emotion because by golly, irritation, frustration, anger can help us recognize what needs to be taken care of. So it gets dealt with. So this is an awareness. And then the S is to let go of sadness, of grief. When it's an important emotion, it helps us recognize what we've lost, what needs to be replaced. And when it can be replaced, that thing called sadness, replace it with serenity, synchronicity, self-awareness. And then the T is the trying tos. Get rid of worry fast, the trying tos. Trying too hard, trying too much, try to do it all. That place of efforting that's no longer a verb when it becomes a description of how we are. So instead of going into the trying tos, how about living in trust? When we live in trust, anything's possible. So that's the last step of the daily clean your house flow. And by the way, on my website, deborahmyerswellness.com, you can access the animated video of the whole 9 steps. And I created it for kids because it was important to me. And at the same time, guess what? Adults love it just as much because we're all kids at heart. We love animation, right? So I challenge you, if I may, to go to my website, deborahmyerswellness.com, click on the aqua bottom at the bottom that says stay in touch, put in your name and email address, and you will have access to the animated video. It used to be for purchase, but when March 2020 hit, I went to that place of this needs to be seen and utilized by as many kids, by their teachers who are trying to teach things in whole different ways, and by their parents who are not only parents, they're teachers. And so I was all, this has to be available. So I brought it as a gift to the website, and it's still there because it's going to be.
Wow. Now, Deborah, you mentioned a couple things.
Yes.
And it piqued my thought. So you said when you hold your thumb, that removes what?
Worry.
Fear? Worry.
Worry.
So I was thinking many babies come into the world and they suck their thumb. Is that why?
Yes. Or their index finger.
Yes.
Fear.
Oh my God.
So
Fear.
imagine bringing this information to a child and they can start jumper cabling. You know who else loves it dearly? Our elders. I love working with the elders and showing them how to be more available to their bodies, to feel better, to feel stronger, more vital. They still oftentimes have a lot of life. They just need to, almost like the way I like showing is helping people get out of their own way, to recognize how much they can do for themselves.
Right. And so Victoria just said, so we have to reprogram ourselves.
Yes. And in fact, thank you, Victoria, because literally that's what we're doing with moving the energy. When we help balance the energy in this body, we're reprogramming, giving the body a new habit, a new way of being, which is really an old way. It's just reminding it. You know, one of the best reprogramming points in the body is the outside of the knees. So placing your fingertips at the outside of the knee, and in the daily clean your house flow, I teach it where you palm the calves. Well, you know what? I do a lot of workplace wellness programs, and a lot of folks are not going to bend down to palm their calves. The other one you can do is just hold the outside of your knees. And I write about that in the book that you were referring to.
Yes.
The outside of the knees lets go, helps the body let go and change, reprogram. It works so well, it helps the elimination system and the digestive system. It works so well. Are you ready for this? It helps the thermostat. That is an organ that isn't even thought about as an organ in Western medicine. But the body has a thermostat and it wants to be neutral. It does not like extremes. It doesn't like too hot or too cold. So hold the outside of your knees to bring neutrality to your body. So women can let go of hot flashes.
Wow, that's a good one.
Okay. Or if you are in the throes of a reaction to a cold or flu or whatever the case may be, and you're running hot, okay, like maybe even a fever, after you've done this, where you've connected with the immune system, bring one of those hands to the outside of your knee, and it will cool you down.
Someone said, I thought it was the feet.
Well, there are other points that I will teach you later about the feet.
Yeah. Look at that. Someone said, I never thought of my body being a thermostat. We always look at AC. Yes. Oh my gosh. That's an internal furnace. Laugh out.
So there is so much we can do for ourselves if we just give ourselves the opportunity to be in connection.
Yes.
Be in connection with yourself and discover what difference you can make physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Right.
Allow your body to experience the strength that it already has. You're just connecting with it and causing your body to bring on vitality and vibrance. And when you do that, you can help emotional well-being, you can help physical well-being, and you can help mental well-being.
That's good. What we're going to do is we're going to come back, Pastor Renford. We'll bring you back in, but we're going to show a video. All right. We're going to show a video of one of Deborah's, and I enjoyed it. I watched a few of them. So please go to her, if you will, go to her website. Can you tell them the website, Deborah?
DeborahMyersWellness.com. And it's in your chat. That much I know. Yeah. There it is. It's right across the screen.
DeborahMyersWellness.com.
Right. And that's the full, and then there's all sorts of pages for the school program I've created for kids. And
I'm Deborah Myers with Health at Your Fingertips. As a healthcare practitioner, I work with clients every day who are searching for stress reduction, pain relief,
and healing. I feel like I am part of the magic process. Yeah, I like also calling myself an energy detective.
Thank you.
So we can detect what's going on. Health is a natural state of balance and harmony, of our own energy flowing easily and effortlessly throughout our bodies. The energy moves by way of rivers or meridians that flow vertically and diagonally. The purpose of these rivers is to bring adequate circulation, oxygen, and nutrients to every cell of the body and to carry away all toxins. But sometimes these rivers get slowed down or jammed up. They even start acting and looking like beaver dams. My job as a Shin Jyutsu practitioner is to see that these rivers run full and smooth. As the energy starts moving, as it opens up and gets rid of those blocked beaver dams that are creating the projects, as it lets go, the body's oxygenation starts improving, and all of a sudden the circulation improves and everything starts shifting. There, did you feel the pop?
Yeah.
And now go ahead and take that breath right here. There. How it even went into your back body. I use my hands as jumper cables to unblock the flows so that your body can let go of discomfort, pain, chronic conditions, stress, anxiety, and trauma. I gently touch energy balance points, connecting the dots and helping the body repattern the energy flow so it's no longer in a state of being stuck and blocked. I also love teaching people how to help themselves. At my workshops, I will guide you into an effective self-care program that will aid you in your quest for health and vitality. Instead of living in a body that has issues, problems, and projects, you can live in a body that is all about prevention, maintenance, and well-being. I would love to demonstrate to you the amazing fact that health is always at our fingertips. Check out my workshop schedule on my website, healthatyourfingertips.com.
That was profound. I enjoyed listening to that. Thank you so much for even creating it and making it available for us. We remember to sign up for her workshop. Guess who signed up? The person that I've been trying to sign up has signed up for your workshop, Miss Victoria. She said, I am so pleased because I know as a mother, you're going to be able to help her. So
I love it.
you don't help anybody else, You've done your.
Are you, sweetheart? The beauty is that when we help our bodies that way, we actually help everyone around us as well, because the flow of energy gets matched. One of the things I love to say is that what the body does better than anything else is copy itself. So if the energy's in flow, it will copy the flow. If the energy gets stuck and blocked, it will copy that. And that's how we end up with projects and multiple projects. In that same framework, if the energy is in flow, that kind of flow will be matched around you. I've seen it happen in classrooms. I've seen it happen in corporate settings where all of a sudden, for instance, the team and the department, everybody's working together in a more collaborative way. And that's how the body also functions. What I teach is how to help everything within you, every part and piece of you, be a better collaborator with every other piece and part. Then we as an individual can be better collaborators with everybody and everything around us.
That is
Firm up your foundation, firm up your environment within you that you walk around with, and then you have a sustainable environment within you and all around you.
wow. This is quite interesting, Deborah. I wanted to, when I was preparing today, I ran across a quote by the legendary Denzel Washington. And he tells us about, he says, what fuels frustration, self-doubt, and agitation? He says, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. However, on the road to achieving your dreams, you must apply discipline. Most importantly, consistency, because without consistency, you will never finish. So the fear of never finishing, the fear of starting and failing, the fear of never being enough or unworthy. What would you say to these people? Because I'm sure we've all experienced this at one time or another, because we work so hard at our craft. And there are times when we feel like we're not good enough, or like it's not coming together, or when we get into that vibe, and I don't like to be there, but what should we do?
Okay. So it's just interesting that you asked me this question in this way, because I just sent out an email about my workshop that's coming up, about the early bird rate coming. And the workshop is called Balance, Bliss, and Energy. And it recognizes what I'm going to be talking about is how we can improve clarity and focus in order to improve productivity and efficiency. And as I was writing it, it was actually my marketing person, Judy, who said, Deborah, you need to bring yourself into the picture. Okay? Because here's the story. I have a lot on my plate right now. My home is on the market. It hasn't sold yet. I have to constantly keep it ready, my daughter and myself. And there's just, between all of that and doing business, so to speak, and creating my programs, everything. And it was this realization that what I needed to do was be truthful.
Yes,
And in that truth, I said, I'm having issues too.
exactly.
I have issues right here and now of having clarity and focus and efficiency and productivity. And this is what I do. I do the daily clean your house flow every day. I start my day with it, and I end every day with it, because guess what? There's no such thing as too much self-help. And off and on throughout the day, I pull out these fingertips and I'm connecting the energy, like this one, which is in the daily flow. Here's another one for clarity and focus. It's a teaser. Go like this. Hold, gently cup your forehead. You're connecting with an energy balance point that's connecting with intuitive knowingness and your memory. On the back side, you're connecting with consciousness and awareness. And then switch, light, gentle touch. You're helping your body transcend from where it has been stuck on a physical level, and your patterns and your behaviors and your habits, and taking yourself out of that into a different space. Because if we don't do something for ourselves, nobody else will.
That's poignant right there.
Yeah.
And the techniques that you use are so gentle and so easy. Like
Mhm.
last night, I literally went to bed doing this.
And
And
guess
what
what?
I did was 3 sentences. I held it for 3 sentences. As Victoria read, I was doing what she was reading, and
Mm.
the sleep was peaceful. I typically have a peaceful sleep, but I woke up this morning and I was like, wow, I went to bed doing the techniques, and I can safely say it works.
Yes. In fact, intuitively, you know what you did?
What?
You did one of the steps I teach in how to help sleep. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, how to go back to sleep.
Can I tell you something?
Please.
May I? May I? May I?
Yes, you may.
Oh my gosh. When you said that, you just reminded me. I literally didn't wake up, I think, but one time last night to go to the restroom.
There you go.
So this is, oh my gosh, that's huge.
Well, yeah, because you know what? So many people wake up off and on throughout the night with the excuse, I woke up and I have to go to the bathroom. But then
Yes.
they go back to bed and they crawl in and they can't go back to sleep. Well, guess what? The bladder is a muscle. We can train it. And that's all we're doing. We're helping the body recognize it can stay asleep. You're
So when I wake up,
repatterning.
sorry.
I'm saying you're repatterning even the physical functionality of your body.
Mhm.
It's possible. It's not all, if there is physically something awry, we would need to have an investigation about that. But if it's just a behavior that you and your body have developed together, it can be changed.
We can be
Because
changed.
energy wants to change. It wants to move. It wants to be different.
I'm having such an awareness right now. Just imagine if you would go purchase this book right now and you read this, and it's so simple. You can read it within 20 minutes, literally within 20 minutes, and you can download these techniques and do it as you're reading it, literally. And if you have children, you can have them read a page. You read a page. That's what I did last night with Victoria. She read a page, I read a page. She read a page, I read a page. Therefore, I'm reading and I'm downloading in me. She's reading and she's downloading in herself. And consequently, as you can tell, I'm not putting on, it happened last night. And that is the proof. Um, yes.
That's
So look,
beautiful.
I'm amazed because number one, when I first met you, you had a consultation with Victoria, and I tried to get her to sign up and do it. And I'm like, I will pay for you. I will pay for you, you know? And she was like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But look at tonight, she learned. And so that's what happens when you actually see and you hear, something connects with your brain, and then you can get on board. I
Yes.
would like for my audience to jump on board with this golden opportunity. Deborah, can you share with them one more time what you're offering them? She's
Yes.
offering something special tonight just for my audience. She's not offering this to anyone else, but because you are my audience, she's doing this for you. And I would say it's safe to say that you will benefit from this being a parent. Oh my gosh, how stressful is it being a parent? You will benefit being a student. How stressful is it being enrolled in college? You will benefit being a child. And it's stressful being a child. One of my children said, Mommy, you think I really want to behave like this?
So, yes.
Oh, I want to mention one more thing.
Sure.
Yesterday, I took a picture, a screenshot of 2 pages of the book, because when I was reading it, I had an epiphany, right? And I sent it to my oldest daughter and my youngest daughter because I knew it would benefit them. And so when you learn, then you must do. We don't just learn for ourselves. We learn to spread the word.
Yes.
Because I want my home whole and complete. And I'm sure Pastor Rimper wants her home whole and complete. Amanda and Jason, I'm sure you want your home. Come on. So if we would do our community a favor and recommend this, purchase it, show them, prove to them that this works, and we would be better for it. Come on, that's what we're on the earth for.
That's
I know a little bit, you know a little bit. God put us here together to share what we know to each person on the planet. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Amanda and Jason said they're going to buy, if not one, more than one copies. Victoria said she wants all 3 of them. Who else? Who else is out there? Awesome God Radio. I need you to come through tonight. Awesome God Radio. If you're listening at all, Kingdom Purpose TV, we need you to come through tonight. Sign up for the workshop and sign up for a consultation with her. All right. And purchase the 3 books that she have for your learning pleasure.
And for that workshop, there is a link on your screen, but you can also go to my website, deborahmyerswellness.com, go to the programs and workshop page, and it will take you right to the current workshop. It's called Balance, Bliss, and Energy. And if you sign up by August 20th, there'll be the early bird rate is only $147. And if you use the code LOVELIFE, LOVELIFE, you will receive another $30 discount off that $147. And for instance, if you want to show up with your spouse with one payment, I don't have a problem with that. Just be there. Enjoy the space. And I wanted to share with you, you were talking about how it's easy to bring this on and just become one. And by the way, it's Love Life without a space in between, LOVELIFE. So I've had the pleasure of seeing a classroom of kids do the animated video, Daily Clean Your House Flow, and learn it. And prior to the animated video, they were just doing it because they noticed the difference. What's beautiful is that here's this classroom of 3rd graders, for instance, and they've learned the Daily Clean Your House Flow, the 9 steps. And you know what they're doing is they are sharing, after they all know it, they're taking turns being the leader and leading their classmates through the Daily Clean Your House Flow. Then so it's bringing up leadership skills, right? I mean, how sweet is that? The other thing, they have an agreement that if they see one of their classmates needing some attention, some support, a change to take place, they might direct them to, I was told the story by the teacher, one of them walked up to his classmate, Jerry, and said, Jerry, I think you need to do the jumper cables right now. And that little guy went over and started doing the jumper cables, and everything calmed down. Because that's what it does. So I invite you all to have the experience of calm and of ease and of joy and of presence. Be present to yourself. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. Find a way. This may not be your way, but there's others. I hope, if nothing else, what I did tonight is introduce you to the possibilities that you can make a difference with your own body. And before I forget to say it, I really want the quotes that you spoke of. Those,
Yes.
please.
Yes, definitely. We will definitely send them via email. All right.
Thank you.
We have a person from Twitch. We are live on Twitch right now. We want to tell Joy, thank you for making a purchase. Victoria, Amanda, and Jason. Is there anyone else that I missed? Uh, Go right now and make your purchase. We have a couple questions. What helps weight loss? And someone else had a question in here about a friend with seizures.
Okay. Seizures is often a neurological issue. I can't diagnose, by the way. That's not what I want to do, much less what I can do out in this world that we live in. So seizures are oftentimes the nervous system being in reaction to the physical and the physical body being in a disconnect. So we can actually address those. So when you hold the base of your skull, you're connecting with consciousness and awareness. Then, and this will be shared a lot in the workshop as well. I hope you do all attend, because there'll be a lot. Keeping your right hand at the right base of the skull, bring your left hand over to the outside of the wrist, light, gentle touch. This energy balance point right here on the little finger side of the wrist connects with the nervous system. It can create almost instantaneous calmness. If it can calm the nervous system, calm the brain, calm mind chatter, calm the nerve endings, it can potentially help reprogram that thing called the nervous system to help it learn a different way of being. For your friend who has the seizures, I would want to have a consultation, to tell you the truth, to give some more information, okay? Weight loss. Weight loss is all about the digestive system. Whether we're talking the appetite, whether we're talking the actual function of each step of the digestive system, weight control has to do with the body easily and effortlessly digesting the food for nutrient and then assimilating it. Assimilating in order to create sustenance, and then to let go, to eliminate whatever it's ready to let go of. So there are multiple steps in the digestive flow that help with weight gain or weight loss or weight maintenance. The first piece I would want to share with you, the person who asked, is to bring your right hand over to your left cheek and bring your left hand on your left chest below your collarbone. There are more steps, but that's at least the initial one. And that will help with appetite and with the beginning of the digestive system's job. Okay. Someone just said, I felt a difference in my neck. And yes, this is what that will do as well. Yeah. Oops. I don't hear you.
Dr. Dawson says she's purchasing a book right now. She says and that's a doctor. She's a phenomenal doctor. Pastor Renford, she says, I want all three of them. Look at that.
Wow. Thank you, folks. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate your excitement about what I'm sharing with you.
Oh, we appreciate you for coming and sharing the knowledge that you have with us. And I want to remind everyone who has purchased the book, only after you purchase it, I want you to send me your email for your free gift. All right. Please
What
don't
a kind
forget
offer.
to send your email in the comment section for your free gift. All right.
And I am going to, I think you got this. There was a way to connect with my calendar on my website. So I believe they put that, your team put that in the information. But what you can do is go to deborahmyerswellness.com, click on, oh goodness, make appointment, and it'll come up with a way for you to put in a date and time that works for you. Okay.
All right. Give us a minute and she'll put that in there.
Okay.
All right.
What that'll do is if you put in a 30-minute consult, then we can connect, especially for those of you who have some specific questions.
Very good. Amanda is putting this in here. If you would like to partner with this group and ministry through PayPal or Venmo, Sandra's Poetry Spot at gmail.com. It is more blessed to give than to receive. And you know what? I did a podcast today that the name of it is The Receiver Can Also Become a Giver.
Oh, yes.
Is that good or what? God gave me that today. And I was like, all right, God, you're good. He said the receiver, because the scripture says it's more blessed to give than to receive, right? And we always carry that, and we're givers. Everywhere we go, we want to give. Like I'm gifting away something tonight for free, right? And so it makes me feel good to do that. But then the receiver can turn around and become a giver. And so tonight we need your help so we can stay on radio and TV and bring you relevant information like tonight. This is very relevant. It's going to not only help you, but it's going to help somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. So we want you to stop what you're doing now. Go to Cash App, Venmo, go to whatever source you have and sow a seed. If you sow a small seed, this is and I live by this. If you sow a small seed, you will reap a great harvest. I'm a witness. Come on, go to Cash App, Sandra's Poetry Spot, and send in a token of love. All right. So, where do you see yourself in 2 years from now, Deborah?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I see myself in my new home because my existing home is going to sell soon.
Yes.
It's just taking the right folks to fall in love with it. I've loved this property for 21 years. Mm-hmm. My husband and I created something out of it was a nightmare. And 21 years later, it is this gorgeous space. And so I know in my heart and soul, and it will then give me the opportunity to move on. And I will be still living in Sonoma County, but I can see myself in the perfect house where I can still see my clients and do my magic.
Yes.
Keep creating my programs. I see myself bringing my programs to the schools.
Yes.
That just pumps me to have the opportunity to, whether it's in person or virtual, is have the opportunity to make a difference for kids. And so it's whether it's school assemblies, workshops for parents, workshop for teachers. And then I want to travel. I want to share my information elsewhere. I want to take it to different arenas. That's what I want to do.
I love it. I love it. I love it. See, God works in specificity, and you were very specific with what you want in 2 years, and it shall be. And you're going to remember, I sat on Sandra's Authors Forum and spoke with Sandra and told her what I wanted, and now I'm living my dream. Mm-hmm. We can live our best lives, you all. The power of life and death is in the tongue. If you speak it, it shall come to pass. God takes it in his and he shakes it up and then he brings it to pass. Hallelujah. I felt that. So look, Victoria said, there you go. New home in Jesus' name. And then Amanda said, congratulations on your new home to come. Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you so much. If anyone, so we're going to open this up. And if you have any questions for Deborah, we want you to go ahead and feel free to ask her whatever's on your mind. Deborah, I would like to know about asthma. There's so many people suffering from asthma right now with the pollution and all the air stuff that we're dealing with. What would you recommend to a parent for their children, or even if a parent suffers from it?
Okay, good question. So again, I'm going to go back to that same one where you're going to hold here because that's the immune system, lymphatic system, and it's right at the top of the lungs, right? And then you're going to come to here, which is the front side of the lung, and you're connecting two lungs, helping them both work together. So this helps the immune system more easily do its job. And I'd really prefer it not to be a job. It just wants to be. We're trying to get the work and the effort out of everything. Then I want to share with you that we can expand the availability of breath. And this is how it works. You're going to make a wing. Make a wing so your left hand is at the base of your left rib, and have your right hand come over to the left chest below your collarbone. You know what you're doing? You're sandwiching your lung. That's connecting two energy balance points that are all about connection to lungs and diaphragm, breath, and inhale and exhale. We want there to be as much ease with the exhale as there is with the inhale. One has to follow the other. And then it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and switch your hands and do the other side. So thank you. Yes, that would be a good one for any respiratory project.
Thank you. Question, does drinking have a negative effect on your energy?
Do you mean alcohol?
Yes.
Yes, especially if it's excessive. Now, I'm one of those practitioners that says a little is not bad. I'm going to admit that I love my glass of wine. I don't have it every day, but a couple times a week, I love to have my glass of wine to complement my meal. Now, when it goes to a lot of it, that's where we need to take a look at moderation, right? Because yes, it will zap you. It becomes a toxin in the body, and then the body has to figure out how to let go of the buildup. Okay. The other piece to remember is whether you're talking alcohol, wine, beer, or even caffeine like coffee, you want to make sure that especially with coffee, you want to make sure that you're drinking as much water as you just took in as that other beverage. And we're supposed to have a certain amount of water every day. And when I say you drink, if you have a 10-ounce cup of coffee, you make sure you drink an additional 10 ounces of water to flush that caffeine out of your system.
That's good. So you're saying equally balance it with whatever you drink, because we don't condone alcohol, just so you know, this is a Christian show. But
I said something.
You're drinking, we want you to evenly balance it. And I'm not getting paid for this, but this right here, you all, is prune juice. And I know you all have tasted prune juice years ago, and it had a bad taste to it. But I'm going to recommend this type. If you can see it, it is really, really good. And it tastes like a beverage. All right. It's very light. It's not heavy on you. It says light right there, and I didn't realize it. But it's very good. So I'm recommending, if you want to, please drink that. I've been drinking it for 3 days, and it's helping my body, and I feel a difference as well. All right. I mean,
yeah. You know, another one that's really, really beneficial, and I love prune juice, and it's really important to drink a lot of water every day, more than any other fluid.
Yes.
And at the same time, if it isn't good water, it's not going to fully lubricate and hydrate the system. One of the things I find that, all right, yay. One of the things I discovered over time is that a lot of folks are really short on electrolytes.
Yes, and this has a lot of electrolytes in it.
Yeah. You
All right.
make
And
sure
I
that
also,
your body has the electrolytes, and
yeah,
then it can more easily sustain itself.
yes,
Thank you for that.
very good. Jason, what would you like to say to Deborah Myers?
I just really enjoy the fact that she spends her life helping others from baby to about to go to the other side. And I was wondering, because I have sometimes I snore. Is there something possibly that you can?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Sure.
No, Amanda's saying yes, yes, and I didn't have to. Yes.
So this one that I showed you here will assist. There's more, but make sure you do that off and on.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
That's cool. Pastor Anderson is my sister. She's on as well. She's saying this is good. And she said, what good water? So there are various types of water that is what we call good, but they're called electrolytes. All right. So this is essentia. But I also drink, it's escaping me. Eternal water is very good. And they sell that in like 32 ounces at Walgreens. All right.
Good to know.
But you can say it again.
Good to know.
Yeah. That's the type of water that I really enjoy. This right here, you can even order it on Amazon. All right. But they have a plethora. You just have to do your homework
Yes.
and see what works for you. I have 3 standard that I drink. And then when I run out of that, I go to Aquafina. But but that's as low as I go is the Aquafina,
Okay.
The electrolyzed waters.
Yes.
So, Jason, I wanted to say something more about why this works for that thing called snoring. Is this energy balance point right here has an ability to change sleep patterns.
Can you show us again?
Yeah, here, right at the base of the rib, and come across here. So you're sandwiching your lung, and it's going to help inhale and exhale, and it's also going to help repattern sleep. I would want to give you more information. Okay.
Someone said, what about the distilled water? Well, I know about stainless distilled water, and I went on that and I lost a lot of weight. It's very good for you. I recommend it, but I'm not a doctor. Distilled water, I have tasted a couple times. It doesn't have a good taste, but it's good for you. It's better than spring water. It's better than Mountaintop or whatever those little, brands are. I typically lean toward what is best for me. And so she's talking about the human body. And the human body is the only tool that you have that God asks us to take care of. This is the temple of the Holy Ghost.
Yes.
And so you're in charge of it. Your mother can't take care of you anymore. I nursed all of my children, but once they reach a certain age, now they're accountable for themselves, right? So God has put us in charge of our bodies, and we are to do the best that we can. And so I pray and I ask God, lead me to the best foods, the best waters, the best nutrition, so I can be in healthy temple, because a healthy temple is better than a sick temple. I love my body, right?
And when the way I also love to say it, Sandra, if I may, is that when we take care of our bodies, sometimes you hear people say, that they can't give themselves enough. They don't set aside enough time, or they don't do this, or they don't do that. what I challenge you is to recognize that when you are taking care of you, that is a total way of consciousness of self. And that is consciousness of self that is not, that's not selfish. It's not selfish to be taking care of self. And if you don't take care of yourself first, you won't be there for anybody else.
Correct. And that brings a thought to me as well, Deborah. Back in the day when our parents were parents, the women were taught to do everything and leave themselves for last.
Yep.
So I've learned better. And my mother said, when you learn better, you do better. If I take care of Sandra, then I can take care of everyone else.
Yes.
A mother, a young mother, she tries to do everything to make sure that family flows smoothly. But it is the husband's job and responsibility to make sure she doesn't overdo it. He's the savior of the body. And so that balance is what will make a happy wholeness home. So, to each husband out there, I beg you, look out for your wife. Make sure she's not a workhorse. Make sure she's taking care of herself as well as she's taking care. Help her take care of herself.
Mm,
How about that?
beautiful.
I'm sorry. That's just,
No, don't apologize. That was beautiful.
I did it. I raised 9 children, and you can just imagine. And I wish to God that somebody was there to take care of me. I'm telling you. I mean, I really did. Can somebody just please take care of me? But now my children, some of my children, they're looking out for me. And it's like blowing my mind. I can't even believe it. Um, a healthy temple is better than a sick temple indeed. Whew, that's good stuff. Self-care, it is learning, it is a learning process for sure. Yes, you must take care of yourself. Deborah, what would you say about taking care of yourself, either man or woman?
Mm-hmm. I think it is one of the most, it's top of it. If you're not there to take care of yourself first, you won't be there for anybody else.
Yeah.
And you won't be there to assist when something or someone needs you. So self-care for me, what it looks like is I do my energy work. I do my daily clean your house flow every morning and every night. Off and on throughout the day, I'm using multiple ways that I'll be teaching you if you join me. And I do fitness classes. I take walks. I work out in the garden. But even more than that is I play in Mother Nature.
Wow.
I want to make sure that Mother Nature and me are really good companions. So,
Deborah, you got to help me with that one because I don't like to get my hands dirty.
oh, you
So
know what?
Look. This right here is a prayer plant.
Yeah, I know it.
And I repotted it from a small little plant. That was my first time
Goodness gracious.
touching dirt since I was making mud pies, when I was a little girl. But to see this, actually, it lived despite my hands of being a novice.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm so pleased with myself. I'm like, wow, girl, you did it.
You did. I'm so exceptionally, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason, by the way, where I have a plaque down on the garden shed that my daughter gave to me years ago for Mother's Day, and it says dirt therapy. There is there's a known thing in my family and friends that if I'm in the garden, I will come back in so dirty. Now, if somebody is down there helping me or working with me, they can be wearing light colored pants and everything else, and they don't have a streak of dirt on them. I am covered from head to toe because there's something about dirt just gets drawn to me.
But you know,
And
I
I
learned
love that feeling of dirt.
yeah, but I learned a long time ago that we are supposed to put our hands in the dirt because that's where our creator is. So
Mhm.
it's something about touching the dirt that
Yes.
resonates with the human body.
Yeah.
It's
And
connectivity.
it's with that in mind that one of the also the best things you can do for yourself is find time in the day to put your feet on Mother Earth.
Oh my gosh.
Your feet, your bare feet.
That's hard.
It's most people have asphalt and concrete. There's so much of that, but if you have a small plot of grass somewhere, just go put your feet on the grass.
You're gonna make me do that. I'm actually gonna do it. I
Okay.
remember, look, I promise you I'm gonna do it. It's gonna
Okay.
be difficult,
Because
but
it's in that sensation that you're truly drawing in the energy of Mother Earth.
the energy, it's something about the energy. I believe it. But
Mhm.
I remember one day it was snowing in Illinois and I had 9 children. And then one day I was like, I used to make snow angels. I used to get out in the snow and lie in the snow and just be free. I said, I'm going to do that. And I actually did it. And it was cathartic. And so I know when I go and put my feet on Mother Earth, it's going to be a connection like
Yes.
none other.
Right.
Yeah.
And then in addition to all that, I take walks as often as I can.
Now that's what I do.
Yeah, I find the space I want to go have a conversation, and whether it's myself or with the greater powers or with Mother Earth, whoever it might be, it's to experience that spaciousness that we can allow ourselves to have if we have that connection. So
I
it's
just had a thought.
what's that?
Everything good comes from the earth.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah. So
God
I'm
made
going to
sure
see if I can find this picture because I'm just being drawn to show it to you and your folks. Let me see
everything
if I
good
can.
comes from the earth. So our fruit, if you think about it, it comes from the earth. And so why not go out and take a stroll in your yard? I have a beautiful yard. It's manicured and everything, but I never go out there barefoot. I never do that.
Oh, you silly girl.
Oh yes, I'm silly.
Well, here, okay, are you ready? I have a greenhouse.
All
It's
right.
more like a seasonal hothouse. I have to show you what over the last month, 3 weeks maybe, every couple days, one of the buds would pop a bloom. And I have never seen this plant be as productive as it has. I hope you can see it.
Oh wow, I can see that. That's beautiful.
It's a hibiscus.
Hibiscus.
And over a period of a couple weeks, it just keeps putting out dinner plate size blooms.
Wow.
Isn't it gorgeous?
That is gorgeous.
So that's Mother Nature living in her heyday.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah.
So we have to get back to it. Beverly, I see your face. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I put 2 of those in our flower bed at church. And when I kept watching it, it did nothing.
Oh
So
wow.
when I didn't go down there for a few days, when I went the other day, it's standing taller than me.
Oh
And
wow.
the flowers are about this big. And
Ooh.
they're like crepe paper, though.
Yes.
They're different than the regular leaves. I know what that's why I was like, oh my goodness, she's talking. When I saw these, I said, the church has to have those. And I got 2 of them, and they are huge.
Yes, they're big.
You said Mother Nature. The rain and the sun did it. I did everything I could, and it just looked at me, and I looked at it. And I didn't go down there for a while. I've been in the dirt. I know what it means to be in the dirt at 63. And you hope nobody come and see your rear end up because it's out there. But it looks so beautiful. When I was down there today, I'm like, oh my goodness, from the light. Jason, you know that street light right there. When you look over there, you see them. They're about this wide. And
And
the
so
texture is like crepe paper, but soft. That's soft. and they envelop each other's like pieces on there. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. And it's the same color as yours.
Oh,
Wow. And so
transcending the whole
everyone,
country.
she's talking
Yay!
about the old landmark of Greater
Uh-oh.
Bethlehem Temple Pentecostal
Yeah.
Church, located on 40 Favor Street, which is the land my parents pastored that church at 40 Favor Street. And now my sister's pastor in that same church, keeping
Mm,
the legacy going. And she put a flower bed there. It is
In the
remarkable.
parking lot.
In the parking lot. She etched out a space in the parking lot and put a beautiful flower bed at the church parking lot. It's like to die for, gorgeous. Yeah.
it's beautiful.
I had constructors to come and lay those bricks just right. It's a abnormal shape, but it's beautiful. People drive by. I hear traffic going about to run into each other watching the property. And
I
if the
love it.
gates are open, people just feel like they welcome to come in,
I love
and
it.
they come in. But I saw those. I never saw those before, and I was like, "What is that plant? The church has to have that. Let me get 2 of them." And it's so beautiful. So I'm just testifying to what you're saying. When you let Mother Nature do what it's supposed to do,
Yep.
and
Just
we look at it and learn,
let her play.
let her play.
And that's what I also then talk about with this body you walk around in. Let it play. Allow it to be a playground where all the pieces and parts of you get to talk to each other and be with each other and collaborate and be in that space of camaraderie. Because every piece and part of you wants to easily talk with every other piece and part, and each one of them fulfill their tasks. And as soon as that happens, it's a playground. It takes the work out of it. And that's what's fun about doing your self-help acupressure or other daily practice, is to just really be in such connection that you can make that kind of difference and become a playground.
Deborah, what does it mean for someone to say, I am on a holistic journey?
Ooh. Well, it depends upon who that's coming from. If they're on a holistic journey of discovering health, it could very well be that they are investigating and discovering what practices, what modalities resonate with them to bring into their daily way of being. Because there's a lot out there that call it a holistic journey. For myself, what I see is that a holistic journey is all about recognizing that the body wants to be in a state of health and wellness. It wants to be there. So I told you that story of how I had my car accident and my body wanted to heal, and I gave it the opportunity to do so by offering hands-on healing and self-help skills, talents, whatever. And the other story I didn't tell you, I don't know if you know this one, is so that was in 93 that I had that. In 2015, I was in a really bad car accident, another one. My car was rear-ended on the freeway and it was totaled. I came out of it, I thought, good. I immediately did my energy work. I started receiving hands-on healing, and I was doing really well. And I had a phenomenal healthcare team. Talk about holistic. We're talking orthopedic, chiropractic, acupuncture, acupressure, Jyutsu, EFT, you name it, I was receiving. And I was doing really, really well on my healing journey. And then my body started having some reactions, some flare-ups. And I'd had that really bad accident 20 years before that. And I'd had a few other incidents prior to that in my earlier years. So I was walking around in a body that maybe had some propensity. Okay. It still had a healing journey. Well, long and short of it is 1 year after, so it was 2017, I ended up having surgery. I had anterior cervical discectomy and fusion. I had neck surgery. They came in the front side. And it was, my body received it so well. And I had 3 different surgeons inform me that I absolutely must have surgery because my body was that uneasy with the structure that needed to be corrected. And so I opted, okay, if I'm getting that many reasons and my healthcare team is supporting me on going this route and the MRI showed it, everything was, you got to do this. Well, I prepped my body a lot. I received a lot of care and I did a lot of self-help. I went through that surgery, and the long and short of it is by 7-8 weeks, yes, I was still wearing a brace, but my surgeon sat me down and said, "What are you doing?" Because he knew what I was, he had it on the list of my history of what I do. He said, "What are you doing? Because you've healed so quickly compared to anybody else I've seen. What are you doing?" And so I was able to share with him what made a difference.
And the MRI showed it.
Was by week 10, I was out there in the garden doing almost everything I ever wanted to do.
Wow.
That's being proactive and helping your body heal and helping your body get to where from where it is to where you want to be. It's all about having a daily practice and a way to connect. Whatever you choose, that's my challenge for all of you, is whatever you choose something. Be conscious of yourself. Be conscious of your body, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And be your best partner you could ever be.
Wow.
Remember, I said the one person you're going to have the longest relationship with is yourself. Be good to yourself.
Thank you so much for that. I have a question. I have a friend that's having herniated disc pain, and it's excruciating pain.
Can be.
What do you recommend?
I would, well, first off, more often than not, it's the pain is tied to inflammation. So the body needs to figure out how to let go of the inflammation. There are a number of complementary, holistic ways to help your body let go of inflammation. So you're not taking pills. In conjunction with that, by all means, do your energy work. Do your daily flow. Do something to help the body be in a pattern of letting go of the inflammation. When the body's let go of the inflammation, it has a better chance of letting go of the pain.
Thank you. Victoria, she's sharing this with everybody she knows, all right? She has a couple of friends that's suffering from various things, but some depression. What would you say to someone that's suffering from depression?
Depression is a consequence. It's a manifestation of the body being in a state of anxiety and taking on stress and not letting it go. That can change. That's a pattern. Now, granted, there's most likely room for therapy or whatever else may be needed to support the body to go from where it is to where it needs and wants to be. And it can be assisted by helping the body let go of the pattern of depression, the pattern of anxiety, the pattern of frustration, of anger, of whatever it is. And there are so many emotions that get all wrought up and create that condition called depression.
So you call it a condition. Go ahead.
No, go finish what you're going to say.
I was listening to a man, and he said that depression is taken lightly, but it's not a lightly situation. He said it's a
Exactly.
darkness, a deep darkness.
Hmm.
Um, can you just elaborate and talk to us about that? Because right now, Health Awareness Month was a few months ago, but it's so much mental health right now in our society. And I just want to talk to that community of people right now to let them know they're not alone and
Hmm.
that there is something that they can have done.
Yeah, definitely. So, yes, I call it a condition. It's a project. It's a project that wants to have a beginning and an end. It could be a long process to get from where this person is to where they want to be.
Mhm.
Energetically, the body wants to let go of whatever's in the way of creating that blocked energy, that sense of not being happy, not feeling fulfilled, not having that place of joy, that place of living in expectation of happiness.
Mm.
It wants that more than anything. So the body can be assisted in moving from where it is to where it wants to be by utilizing a series of flows in conjunction with whatever else has been decided that's a good thing to do. Did that help?
That helped, you know, and if anyone out there is suffering from any type of ailment and you have a question, you can feel free to submit your question in the comment section. Amanda Ridgway, what would you like to say?
I'm just very curious. This has been a lot of information that you've shared, and it's very it's enlightening, and it's got me thinking and wanting to know more. So thank you so much for sharing, first of all. And
Thank
then
you.
one of my questions, as far as self help through acupressure, is how do you know what is the right level of pressure to use? How can
Ooh,
you?
good question. Just light, gentle touch. You barely have to touch. If you find yourself going with a pressure,
Mhm.
bring your fingertips off and then just barely touch again. In fact, one of the things I suggest is that when you're first learning how to give yourself a hug, instead of going like this, just place your hands so your palm is barely touching, so your fingertips are barely laying on your skin.
Mhm.
That's all it needs. Then what starts happening is the body starts recognizing the touch, and you may very well, by light gentle touch, start feeling the pulse beneath your fingertips. That is not your heart pulse. That's your energy pulse.
Mm.
That's
And
very
you will not feel it if you do go really deep with firm pressure. You will more likely feel it if you do light, gentle touch. And you'll feel the difference between what your right fingertips are feeling and what your left fingertips are feeling.
I
So,
always wondered that.
yeah.
so
Yeah.
basically you're training yourself to a different level of sensitivity.
Yes. Thank
It was
you.
interesting though, because for me, I'm used to, and even I think even some struggles that I experienced during breastfeeding, nursing my children, it was that I would be applying too much pressure many times. And I think a lot of times, especially from stressful situations, we're used to almost feeling like you have to squeeze and press
Mhm.
and apply a lot of pressure in order to get results. So I just found it very interesting what
Yeah.
how you shared on that.
Thank you.
As
Yes.
far as
Very, very light, gentle touch. And thank you for that, because Amanda, that's what's really, really important, is to take the effort out of it.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Going deep and firm can be effortful. The trick is to have it be no effort, to have
Mm-hmm.
ease, to have calm. And within that framework, we potentially get ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this whole thing is about, is get ahead of the game.
Yes. So would
So
Right?
you
I
say
would
that this? I'm
mhm.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead,
I just
Sandy.
want to just don't forget what you're saying. Um, Sister Joy, Alexander, Anderson. She said, I love this. I suffer with a lot. Do you see
Mm.
that? A lot of pain. As we did the exercises, I noticed a release. Thank you.
Right.
What I want to say is if you feel a release now with just a little bit of information,
Mhm.
what would it look like if you had a session with her? Just
Mhm.
imagine going to a session with her. I mean, dealing with a lot of pain on a daily basis, that's not good,
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
you know. And
It's hard on
so,
the body.
yes, it's difficult on the body.
Yeah.
Register by August 20th.
Mhm.
Get the early bird offer for 147.
Mhm.
And that's really a dynamite way to get a lot of information and have a lot of self-help tools in your tool bag. And if you decide that you would like to have a session, and thanks for bringing that up, you can go to my website and book an appointment. And initially, you can do a 30-minute consult. After that, it would be a 90-minute session. And there would be cost for that, but we can talk about that later. I don't want price point to have to come into it right now. But all that information is on the website. But at least finding a way to gain the information so your body, and I thank you for saying that you already felt a release. How awesome is that? Especially if you've been experiencing a lot of pain.
Yes.
The body does not like pain because pain equals blocked energy. Blocked energy equals the body's holding on to toxin. Toxin is what gives the inflammation, the discomfort, the pain, the experience of the body not being in flow. We give it the opportunity to let go of what is in the way of the flow, and all of a sudden the body says, I get the message. I want more. This is a lesson in how to get out of your own way to help your body experience space. When energy is moving, all you have is space within you. Imagine blocked energy is like beaver dams. Beaver dams grow. If you think about a river up in the hills somewhere, and there's flowing, but then here comes a family of beavers, and they start building a beaver dam. As soon as that beaver dam is built, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, because that's what it does. It starts collecting everything that's coming down the river, right? The same thing happens in your body. If you get a blocked up area, it's going to grow bigger unless you help it break apart. And that's what all this work is about. Whether you receive from me or you're doing self-help or a combination thereof, your body gets the experience of release and relief and allowing the body to make a change. And then anything's possible.
Anything is possible. Wholeness is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So please go now and register for Deborah's August 20th. Register by August 20th. All right. I love the way you utilize a beaver dam. And she says, so that we're able to visualize what's happening. That's correct, because we're all visuals, you know?
Yeah.
Book a session now. And if you book a session with Deborah, she gives you a consult, a free consult for 30 minutes or so.
30
Right.
minutes.
All right. And you can align with her so she can help you and your family. All right.
Right.
I
And
know.
from there, we'll have a conversation about what it would look like to go from that 30-minute consult to the place you want to be in with your body. Okay.
Yes, indeed. I enjoyed mine. And we want to let you know this is available for you. This is available. All right. We're going to, I want to ask you a question, Deborah.
Okay.
In the last 2 years, what have you learned about yourself?
Oh, I'm pretty darn resilient. Thank you. I have never, I I've always done, for instance, I've always done online sessions. Before Zoom, I had Skype. And I had clients in the Caribbean and a few in Europe and a few in the eastern part of the country. But I never thought that I would be offering what I do to my local clientele as a virtual process. But when COVID hit, that's all I could do. Almost across the board, all of them said, I'll be there. And they noticed such a difference because they hadn't been receiving for a month or two or whatever it might be. And they recognized it works. And so now many of them have, are still doing virtual if they have moved away or whatever the case may be. But what also it has done is I now can say I have clients all over the world.
All over the world.
All over the world. I see clients in Portugal and Spain, New Zealand, Hawaii, Canada, all over the country, you name it. It's like, it's awesome. And when I teach, it's via Zoom and I get to experience a whole lot more people wanting the information and receiving the information because it's virtual.
It's virtual.
I mean, it's virtual.
Beat that. You can't beat it.
Can't beat it at all.
Beverly River, it's virtual, dear.
Yeah, it's virtual. Yeah. So for instance, I also just finished had the opportunity to do a workplace wellness program for a mental health clinic in San Diego. That's way at the other side of the state, other end of the state. And I did a 5-week program for them, virtual.
Wow.
And those folks, the word I'm getting, have gained so much dynamite information for themselves, for self-care, as well as for what they can offer their clients, their patients, and their family members. And then their whole working together as a department, as a group of people that are co-workers, are colleagues, so they can support each other even in a deeper way. That was so much fun. I had a blast. I know they did. So being able to do things like that. So yes, I would say in the last couple of years, I was willing to take that step. And it wasn't necessarily an easy one because I don't count myself as a very techie person. In fact, my marketing person contends that there's a lot of things I could have been doing if I would have gotten out of my own way.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, resilience and willing to go forward, to be creative, to take chances. Yeah.
That's very good. That's very good.
Thank you for asking.
Say it again.
Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. We have been on for 2 hours. I know it doesn't.
Oh my goodness.
Literally.
I didn't even look at the clock.
Yes, 2 hours. And we have enjoyed every second of it. I just want to tell you thank you for coming on tonight and sharing with us. May God bless you. Thank you, team. Happy birthday, Pastor Beverly.
Oh, happy birthday. And right. Amanda, please, I want your quotes.
Yes.
Please.
All right. And we're going to end the show tonight with the scripture. Numbers 6:24 through 26. I think it's poignant that we just say this. If you know it, you can quote it. It says, "The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give you peace." It is my desire that each of you go to sleep tonight with a peace of mind. I love you, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
So to have a good sleep, hold the base of your skull and then start jumper cabling and enjoy the space of restful, deep, rejuvenating sleep.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
May God bless you.